So I want to show you this new tool. It's actually been out for a while, but it's had some really major enhancements. It's called WebSimAI. It's been kind of all the rage in a lot of the AI world because you can literally create all sorts of things with this tool. I created a math game for kids. I've created a actual full course on AI as I was trying to prepare things for my tech cafe. I decided to let this actually build that out for me. And I'll actually show you, instead of showing you the old one I made, I actually create one from scratch. So I want you to see how cool this is. So basically we're going to go here, we're at WebSim.ai, and I'm just going to type in, and there's a couple of ways you can create. You can either type in a made up URL for a website that you want to create, or you can give it a description of what you want to build. All right, so that's the prompt. Now watch as it creates. So what it's going to do is it's going to give me a simulated website that exists in this simulated internet that it has. And it starts it off as AI No Code Academy. Learn to create software. So it's built out this website already from scratch, and it's already starting to build. It's building more. It's got little placeholders for your phone numbers and all of that. Right? Just like that, a website built. I could actually go here and download the code to this website, but I don't really like the fact that it doesn't have any images. So I'm going to say add images to make it more appealing. All right, and that's all I'm going to do. Let's see what it comes up with at this point. So you can do this. You can keep iterating on it till it creates exactly what you want. So we have it gave us a little fake URL. This isn't a real website. It only exists within the WebSim world. But you see, it went back, and now it's going to give me some images to go with these. Just like that, it's going to create some AI-generated images, most likely. But it gives me, here we go. All right, our courses, Make.com Mastery, Bubble.io, App Building, Zapier Automation Wizardry, AI-powered no-code development. Even has some students that don't exist there. It even created some images with some testimonials that wasn't there before. So pretty cool. Now if I click this is just going to take me down to the bottom of the page here, right? I can't really go any further. But if I click, let's say, enroll now into Make.com Mastery, it's going to generate a new page. So this page didn't exist before until I clicked this. And now that I've clicked enroll now, it's going to imagine what an enroll now page might look like. And here we go. Now, if you're making these and you want to favorite them, you want to go up here and click, these hearts to kind of save them and like them. And then you can also publish your page. If you click this bookmark here, you can actually publish your page and send this link off to other people to view. All right, but we're going to wait on that for now. So now I created this Enroll Now page. Gives a course overview, another image, and then it tells us what it's about. Right? Gave us a fake instructor and enroll for $4.99. Now it doesn't actually have a paywall that you can use here, but if you do this, it'll actually take you to another page to like you're enrolling. But I want to see the actual curriculum. Right? So what we can do is if we go here and right click, you see it highlights the area for Module 1 Introduction to Make.com. And I'll click this part that says Delve, because this wasn't a clickable link, right? So I'm going to click Delve, and then it's going to create a new page for this Make.com Mastery. All right, so it's actually going to create the content, Introduction to Make.com. So Module Overview. It's going to give a video. Sometimes it gives a placeholder for a YouTube video here, but it doesn't actually support its own video. And then here's lesson 1, starting understanding Make interface, creating the first scenario, blah, blah, blah. All right. So now, once again, these lessons don't exist yet until I click Start Lesson. Now it's actually going to build the lesson 1 on the fly as we're going through. So the course I want to make on Make.com, this will actually come up with. Now I've done this before, so I have a general idea of like what it's creating. And so the cool part is it's going to give you, again, a placeholder. If I want to actually download this HTML and use this as a website, I could upload my own video here. But then it walks you through, you log into the make dashboard. It's not going to use their real dashboard because that'd be copyright. But you could drop that here if you had a picture of it. Tells you how to create a scenario, tells you what to do. So it actually goes through all of it and gives you the key concepts and then gives you a hands-on exercise and then a quiz that you can take. All right, so let's click take the quiz. And then now it's going to create a quiz from scratch just off the top of its head. All right, so again, none of this existed a few minutes ago before I opened up this website. It's creating all of this on the fly. What's the main purpose? You can take the quiz. All right, and then we'll submit our quiz. So let's take the quiz. Let's see. Write code for automations. Let's see. To manage scenarios, connections, and that. What are modules? Building blocks, scenarios. Where do you create new automation flows? I'm going to do some of these wrong. That. And all right, so let's submit quiz. You score 4 out of 5. Great job. So it did that for us already, right? Now on some of these, it'll actually give us the opportunity to go to the next lesson, but it doesn't on this one. So I'll say add a button that takes me to the next lesson. Well, it takes the user to the next lesson. So now it's going to regenerate this lesson 1 quiz, and it should have a button now that'll take me to the next lesson, which again doesn't exist, but it's going to create it on the fly. So now we have our new page. We've got all our stuff here, and then we can go here to click next lesson. So I'm going to skip submit quiz, and we'll go to next lesson, and you see it loading up. So I can continue to do this over and over and over again, and it will create the entire course for me. I could go through and I could be saving all of these web pages and then upload them to my actual server, and now I have a full-blown lesson here. So it gives these little placeholders at different spots. But second lesson, gives you all these various different things here, and with a lot of little placeholders. Right? So you can keep iterating on these. It's trying to load images. That's what's taking it a second. But you can keep iterating on this. You can change it up if you don't like the style or whatever. But look at all the stuff I've been able to create just this quickly. All right? It's even given us a way to make a scenario. It walks them through actually making a scenario that does something. It gives hands-on exercises. So, this is just one example. Super cool. So let's go to another example. So I'm going to go back to the main web page. All right, and let's start something new. So it always keeps your last creation here, but you can go to like ones that you've liked, later there. Let's go ahead and go back to this one. Let's create something new. So let's say I want to create something. Let's use a URL. So let's just say we're going to make our own version of Twitter. I'll do twitter.com. What it's going to do is kind of create its own version of Twitter within this world, right? But you have all the HTML code and all that. So here we go. We got the little Twitter bird. We've got the little feed here. Elon Musk is our top feeds, all this type of stuff, right? So a real basic site. So I can say add login capability. All right, so you can just keep asking it to do stuff and change this up. So it should have a way for me to supposedly create a login and set up an account like you would do on actual Twitter. I asked it to make it look better, so it's just going to do something that makes it look better. All right, so let's see. So we got our login information here. We can go in and log in. All right, so it did something a little bit different, right? So I can keep iterating on this though, and it'll keep trying to make this better and better and better. All right, so that's a Twitter. Let's actually do something a little bit different. So actually, my first one I created was a game. It was a math game for elementary kids. So I'm actually going to recreate a new one there. So make a math game for, let's say, middle school kids to learn, let's say for middle school kids, include rewards and badges for achieving levels. Now, when I first made this, I didn't have any rewards, and my daughter said, hey, there's nothing you win or anything with it. And I just asked it to create these badges, and it did it. So I'm actually going to do this from the start here. Include rewards and badges for achieving various levels. All right, and let's see what it comes up with. So it'll probably look different than the first one that I created, but should still functionally do something similar. So Math Mania, Middle School Challenge, Level 1. All right, and so it's still loading. Let's see what it comes up with. Now it does have its limitations on something. So this one's a little bit different than the one I had before. So let's say, so 10 minus 2 equals 8. Oops, why did that say 1? So for some reason, my computer is acting weird. All right, so there we go. Correct, great job. All right, so then 9 minus 6 equals 3. All right, so let's see if we get something wrong. Let's say this is 8. Sorry, that's not correct. The answer is 11. All right, so it gives us the real answer. Right? And I'm not exactly sure when it's actually going to give me a reward. But let's see. We'll answer a few more. Let's see. Is that right? Yeah, there we go. All right, now I'm at 100. Still didn't give me a reward. It's just showing level 3, no reward. So I'll say create badges for every 10 correct answers. All right, so let's see what changes, if it changes the layout any or anything like that. And so again, these are just some small examples. I'll show a few other examples as we go. So it kept the layout pretty much the same. Let's see if it's going to add any badges down here. On my first one, it had badges down here and it showed as they were being achieved. All right, it didn't do it there, but you kind of get the gist. I want to go and show you some of the other things that people have created, which get really wild. Like it goes way beyond, stuff I'm even showing here. So let's go here. We have a Minecraft simulated world, right? So they created this with some prompts. Let's see here. Lost in Psychedelic. What's this here? All right, so it created this little weird kaleidoscope that as I move my cursor around, it does some interesting stuff here. And then it says start audio. Let's see what that does. Oh, nice. And the sound changes as I move my cursor around. Pretty interesting. All right, that's an interesting one. All right, so let's go back. And they did that by just prompting something that told it to create that. I've seen a few things for piano lessons and keyboards and all those different types of things. Let's see. Let's see what this one is. So this appears to be like some type of 3D room, which is pretty cool. Right? And they created this just by prompting this, no code, and they just prompted it, created this little 3D room to kind of go on. So you can imagine somebody could, if you spend enough time, you could probably build a whole 3D video game using this technology. It's pretty interesting. All right, and I'll try to see if I can find one more that's cool, but I definitely advise you to go out and play around with this. It's really, 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 really cool stuff. Let's see what the top ones for the week. So they kind of, you can rank these by the week. And here's like a keyboard player. Pretty cool. Select the instrument, okay. Let's do a glockenspiel. Nice. All right, and sometimes you can, if you click up here in the bar, you can go and see some of the things that people actually did to create these. But these are some of their iterations. It doesn't show it from the start, but you can still download the whole HTML and have it for your own, right? And you can actually add this to some of your own pages, but I won't go super in depth into that. But I do want to just provide this as a quick little overview of what you can do. But go in here, see what other people are making, and then play around and make some of your own things. It's pretty cool stuff. So that's all I have for now.